Braden, here we go, buddy. You ready? All right. We're gonna start off with a few of the katas. I'm gonna give you one, and I'm gonna run through it like we talked about last night a little bit. Just hit it good. Back up just a little bit. Just a hair more. I guess your camera still gets you in that.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully good. So let's start off with something simple. Key on Shodan. I told you the other day, don't pull stuff out of there. So except for a few of them advanced katas. All right. So whenever you're ready. Yoy. Throw some out there, gentlemen. Something you see, didn't like. I'm saying about three things I've tell them.
You're still your footwork on your C-step, what we was talking about last night. You put it on a couple, and then put it in.
Slow down, remember. Snap the techniques. Don't worry about speed the kata out. I want, like these guys will tell you, or you all know, when I do kata, it looks like I'm just going 100 miles an hour, but I'm not. The kata is repetitive, going normal, just speed up those techniques. It makes it look like I'm just, but at the same time, you'll see me catching all the techniques. You will see the techniques. That's what we want to see, okay? Shoot those. Make sure when you make that shift, don't go ahead. You see what you see.
Go on. That's where I'm going to touch base.
Go ahead.
Since you brought up shuto, on your shuto, your thumb is tightened in really, really hard, which tells me you're actually tensing up a little bit through the entire technique instead of at the very end. At the very end is where you want that snap. So that's where that pop will be. You'll get that little bit of a flex, but it's actually going to keep your thumb in line with your hand, which keeps you out of the thumb lock, number one. But number two, when he was talking about your C steps, one of the things that I noticed was that there's a little bit of a hop in a couple of your steps. So you're coming up still and then popping down, trying to get into that technique. Slide forward and push energy and motion into the end of the punch or into the strike. And that might help you out a little bit. It'll also speed up your technique just slightly.
Okay, and shoot those was the main thing I always get all my guys about when you first do that. First does shuto, don't just spin into it. Come foot to foot, prep, instructor shuto. Then when you go from the third transition from the second three, don't let your hands get lazy on you. In other words, go here, don't let them come back up. Straight back over to the next one. Okay, remember we talked about that. Okay. What else? What you see? You and Tim.
Well, you guys hit the two big things. The two things I'll tell you is you have a floating hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's chambered here, sometimes it's chambered down here, sometimes it's floating off your head. So watch your hand position. That comes with completing each technique because you're anticipating the next one. So you're not finishing a technique before you start the next one. 1, 2, your head.
Yeah.
And that's where Leslie said the hop. It all comes back to the C step and how you're transitioning in your techniques because your head is like this through the whole thing.
Tim, you got anything, brother?
Pretty much touched on that. One thing, before you start your kata, announce what your kata is.
I was wondering if y'all gonna catch you. Might catch that. You remember how we do it in our dojo? I'll call the kata out, then you repeat the kata. That way, I know you ain't gonna brain fart during the kata. And you're like, well, I'm doing him. I told you to do Shodan. Then we're either gonna make a liar of me or a liar of you. So you gotta. But I'm always right no matter what. So always keep in mind. All right. But all right. So that's just things to work on. And most of the stuff we just talked about, we touched on last night a little bit. The hand, the head. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff that it's gonna be hard to grasp in one night. Like I can't fix everything. Now you focus on. Now you're on. Now you know what we're looking for. Okay. All right. Show me Teki Kata.
Which one?
Teki Shodan. Good question. Pick one. I know. Teki Shodan.
Teki Shodan.
Commit. Okay. Anybody got anything?
Same way with that trailing hand,
Trailing
it's
hand.
still floating. But
Okay.
Hop still was there a little bit. Obviously, moving side to side gives you a little bit different feeling as you step up and then start going into your combo. That first strike, that's actually going to be a little bit of an uppercut. At least the way that I've been doing it, kind of modifying. I don't remember you taught uppercut back in the day, but
yeah, we come across.
it's hammer fist here. What I was watching.
Right.
There you go. Okay. Almost like an inside middle strike.
Right.
All right. Okay. Either one would actually work to seeing a little bit of that snap because it came, kind of flowed and stopped, but it wasn't really more like a strike from what I was seeing.
And
So
why
a
is
little
that?
bit of that pop.
Bring your hand up higher. Now it's not here. Remember, bring up a little bit, then back down. That's why you want to get that good drive action down in it. Okay. Greg, Tim.
Actually felt just a little tiny bit rushed.
Yeah.
Think of what we got to hear kind of across the table a little while ago. Don't rush through the technique. Each individual movement is its own little kata. You're just putting a bunch of them together.
Don't. All right. So take these up points. Iron horse. Stay down low. And the other thing I say when you make a transition from here to here, don't drop the arm all the way down and pull back up. It's going to be here, straight over. So here, here, here. In other words, you make a transition after you do this part.
Like a box size.
Right. It's not a scoop. It's just flip over. Okay. So that's the only thing I really saw. But other than that, kata is clean, pretty clean. Just maintain your level. You're taking iron horse. Remember, iron horse level all the way across. Like I said, this is a teaching moment for you as well as a test. Okay. Do it again. Do the kata again. Now reverberate that. When you say take your shoulder, emphasize that. It's like you know when I'm at tournaments, what I do, I start off strong. Take your shoulder, then I'll do it. That sets your tone for your kata. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Scoot over this way just here for me, please. That way you got room. Nice, good.
Take it, so done.
Yummy! Okay, you still want to do that little sweep back. That's something you can work on your back. A lot of the stuff that we're trying to fix now, you ain't gonna be able to fix last night now. It's just your body's so used to it with something to think about as we go forward. Okay?
How did that feel compared to the first time you just did that same form?
A little bit more solid.
You slow down just a little bit, made it a little different. I'll double up lock techniques. Okay, show me one time. What does it mean?
Crown of the king.
I'm the king from the crown, yes. The name.
One time.
Start over.
I know what I did.
Find your stance and
I just thought this from last night. Looked at this and this. So I gotta see what we're doing. Start over. Doing that. Right. Now, the knee was correct, but what's going haywire for that? You tell me. We talked about it last night. This kind of stuff I want you to learn. That's why we was a teaching college. What happened there?
My hands.
Your hands, what are they doing?
Getting away from me.
Getting away from here. When you come across here and you hook that arm, that knee's straight up. It's here. I'm not going to whip you around like that. There's just no way. I'll hook and grab, pull you in. It's all about your body doing the work, your hips and everything else. I can't move you, okay? If I'm doing that, I'm a lot of technique anyway. So keep it locked in, straight up and in, keep the elbows in tight, keep it here, knee nice and high, okay? All right, now go. One more time. stance right there. Put your hips around over around. Remember that. Don't lean so much. You can come over a little bit, but don't over lean either. Okay? That's my stance. That's the thing. Okay. Center. Yeah. So that's not just a little better. Just work on hand position, pressing here, do the catch and break. Remember, it's not up here. It's right here. Right below that elbow, catch, pull, catch stance, come in that position, then you scan off. Okay? The kicks. Normally I would say okay. But that's your specialty. I never want to see a low kick off that kata. Okay. Us 5 on this panel, yeah, that's what we're going for. We're going for good groin, suplex.
That's high kick.
Just think about that. If you have a strong suit, what I'm telling you, if you have a strong suit, play it. Show it. Okay, so your kicks are pop that knee, get it up there. Snap it out, nice and high. Make sure they're the same level. Your right kick is about good, 12 inches higher than your 2 left kicks. Bring one down and one up, but make sure they're the same level. In kata, you want consistency at all times, okay? We'll start with Tim this time. Tim, got anything for him? You got anything? Okay. Greg?
Really, it's just completing each technique before you move on it, because you still have that hand still floating around all over the place. You're anticipating it so much that you're not fully chambering. You're leaving your hands about here. So lock them in.
It's fine. I'm going to come back to footwork. Keeping an eye on your footwork. Remember that last movement when you turned and actually came around, it was more of a side stance and a front stance. Turn, make it a habit just to feel like you're turning a little tiny bit more than you need to in every single movement, any turn that you do in your kata, in your form. And you won't have to come around and turn part of the way and then readjust. So you've got 2 pieces that you're trying to deal with. So coming around, realizing you're in the wrong spot, and then having to make another adjustment. Turn just a little more than you think you need to, and that'll probably put you right where you need to be.
You got to step over center when you come around. To get your chest and your hips squared up, you're gonna have to anytime you make a step around, you're gonna have to go over center from your back foot over. So it is an over rotation to get where you need to be.
On his first footwork, when he was doing the cross step, he went to the back foot up prior to the movement and
From the bounce.
prepping the movement.
To keep that low level, keep it
Turn the
flat.
volume up.
Okay.
Yeah, turn back over.
Okay. But once again, I want all these guys, they're going to hit you on all this stuff. And we want you to take that back with you. It's not like we're trying to fine tune you too much. At the same time, we want you to understand where we're going with this, what we want to see. And so everyone with this kata is going to probably have the same deterrent, same issues. And that way that tells you what you need to really focus on. And like I say, it's a working the heads, but also it's a learning test. That's where we're going. That's where we're going after. That's why I wanted you here for this. All right? See what a test board should look like, or most likely is. It's not like boss I show. Be strong.
Take about 2-3 steps back.
Yeah, give yourself room.
You always start on that line, the tape line.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Outside show.
Again. Oh yeah, again.
Again.
Nice and strong. Go. This time. The start was good. Just come in here like we told you. Come over to this. And go and go. I'm going to show you what you did wrong. If you miss a certain specific turn or move with the kata, it's going to mess you up. Again. So I get, when we talked about this yesterday, if I tell you to do something again, a certain mistake, that's probably the problem. So what do you need to, what is going on there? You don't turn the ball.
Does it have something to do with that part?
Your feet, your pivot. You should be when your other foot, not the other foot, come around to this position. You come in here, stick, bring your right foot to left, not left to right. Okay, because we're coming back into it here. Okay. This is the tournament, but we don't get nailed down. It is a tournament. We're like, that's not very much zip for. Pop it out, stick grab. We talked about that last night. Now bring your left foot to right foot as you do your turn. Step back. Okay, now go. Continue. Just stick grab foot better with your foot.
It's still left to right.
Left foot to the back. There, pull. There you go. Now, finish that off. Now go. Check 90 degrees. Kicks up. You kick high, so use it to your advantage. Bring it around. Tim, what you got for him, brother? Now, see, what I'm expecting from Tim and Rob, they might not know this kind of much, but they know techniques and things that they're saying that don't look right. That's what we're gonna be dressing. I'm thinking of it, I don't think of it.
Just work on your flow with your feet. You seem a little off when it comes to balance and
Slow down.
just slow. We're not in a hurry. Just make sure your foot placement's good and your flow is good.
Good.
Okay, so besides show, it's not like the other katas. You know how we normally do like an eye pattern? Besides show, other than I think 4 movements, everything is on your center. So if you remember that, it'll help you remember which way to step. Because you're always coming back to center. It's other than your movement over here and your 2 end movements, it's a straight line. The whole kata is a straight line. You're just coming back and forth except for, what is it? Movement 1, 2, 3, 5 over here, and then you're in. That always come on beside show. Get back to your center, and I'll bounce off what Dad said. Is it's your footwork. Finish. Same with your. We talked about making sure that you're chambering back on each technique. Finish your stance before you start the stance. You're still doing that where you're anticipating the next move, so you're halfway in and then you're moving on to the next one. Get in your stance, do your technique, then go to the next one.
There's just a little bit of a shuffle instead of a plant. So
Yeah.
And I want my almost say, I'm gonna let you guys hit, then we'll go next guy.
Yeah, just starting out, first thing I'd like to say is foot placement in your kicks is freaking ideal. Your kicks look excellent. I'm not as critical on, hey, let me see it high, let me see it at your comfort level, but let me see it executed to the point of your fullest ability. If you're not kicking this high and it kind of looks good, but you are kicking this high and it looks like it's absolutely flawless, that's the one I want to see.
Yeah.
So keep that going. Your foot placement and everything in your kicks was great. I'm going to go back to what everybody else has kind of tagged on a little bit is your footwork, and that's throwing off your balance just a little bit. So as you came up, especially on the last couple of movements, when you came up into that grab and that pullback, you were a little top heavy leaning forward, and that brought you out over your front foot, bringing you off balance. So when you came back into your cat stance, you weren't fully into the cat stance, and you weren't fully down into a balanced position. And it was obvious as you came in and you actually did the pivot, and you came into that last piece. So keeping an eye on footwork and excuse me, balance is going to be key.
Like what Greg told you last night when we was doing these katas, like keep your head level. Think of it that way. When you come out in this position here, you're floating out here, but you're not leaning. That's what. So just out, back, body straight, settle back with the cat.
Push your hips forward like you're trying to get somebody to kiss
Slide
your
it
belly
forward.
button, and then come back.
Which he touched on what I was asking him on that
Yeah,
cut
that's what
over
we're
if
chatting
it's
about.
Okay. All right.
over, not supposed to be over your knee.
Right.
That's gonna push you top
So
down.
let your body just float into it and pull back into it. Okay. Speaking of that, we're gonna go. Show me your we're gonna come back to ball side and Mikio, because then we're gonna go to a couple other quick things before everybody starts showing up here in about 15, 20 minutes. So show me that your specialty kata. Now, you hear what we've been saying, right? This is your flash kata, this is you. You know this kata forever. That's one we all don't know. By the way, you ain't gonna know this, I don't know. But he looks good in the tournament doing it. I told him last time, the third time he did the tournament, he did real good. But sell your tech.
How about you do the other one?
Yeah. So sell it, techniques, finish your techniques off. Okay? Is this got a name, by the way, this kata?
Kata C.
Okay, kata C. Kata C.
Odyssey.
Kata C.
We'll see.
That's an ancient Oriental term.
The Z.
Relative of
Odyssey.
Yeah, monkey.
monkey see.
Okay? Knock out of the park. Imagine we're here to. Get that one. Okay. Now, I'm gonna say it real fast, and these guys can hit. I tried to. See how more comfortable you set? Your transition points were there. You wasn't rushing that kata. You just gotta make me the techniques a little stronger as far as. But other than that, you felt look more comfortable. You take transition points. You didn't rush nothing. Okay. You calm down just a little bit. Okay. So that's what we're sort of talking about. Okay. Greg, I'm good. Tim.
Look good.
Nice high kicks for a big fella.
Yeah.
That first turn.
Sorry. I'm sorry, that was a setup.
Not quite as
No,
I
really,
do it.
I like the high kicks,
Yeah.
look comfortable,
Thank you,
and
Tim.
exactly as
Tim.
as Grandmaster was saying, you own this kata.
Yeah.
This is yours. It's your creation. Make all the others the same way.
Mm-hmm. Good.
The comfort level is going to be there. You had no hesitation going from one to the next. Transition was good. Techniques were a little bit on the not complete side, like they wanted
Yeah.
to snap here but flowing to the next one.
Yeah.
But I saw the purpose going from one to the next. It all came together and it looked really good. So you looked really comfortable.
Yeah.
If you could make all of your approach, all of your kata be that same way, it's like, I own this thing.
Yeah.
I think it'll all come together a little bit better for you.
Because you know when I do kata, even when it's like we was practicing. My first met Rob and I started with Greg and all. And they'll tell you the first time I start talking about on kata, I don't just go, okay, well I do this, I do that. I'll demonstrate. Even if I'm doing to show them 2 moves, I'll still throw the techniques and like even demonstrating stuff. I still do that to this day, and that's just I don't ever lighten my techniques. Even if I'm just like teaching it or demonstrating, I still put some zip on everything I do. Even if I'm doing it slow, I still do something. And that's what you got to think of these katas. Is always put some zip and thing, and don't get lazy in a kata. Sometimes I say don't put too much sugar and Kool-Aid. Sometimes you got too much. So that's pretty good close. Like I say, just maybe making techniques zing a little bit better. Pop. Give them a little pop to it.
On your first turn to the, you're right. Is that a spear hand? Was that a spear hand?
Whenever,
When you get midway down, yeah, you come in, you went that direction.
and then it chop, and then like whenever I turn, go that way.
Yeah, go that way.
It's
Shoot on.
Grab.
Okay.
That's a grab.
like you're grabbing the trachea.
I watched your back foot.
It came up,
and
didn't it?
you come up way here like this.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, I didn't watch your hand. I watched the foot come up. So watch out.
And these up pointers we're making will strengthen that kata even more. That's what we want to try to get from it. Okay.
I got one thing, and it'll go for all of yours. Like you're grabbing a throat, right? Well, unless that dude is 6'5",
Yeah.
That's high.
it's really high. And I noticed that when with some of your punches and stuff through the others, it's your height.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a grab, you're going to assume that person is close to your height. Same with your. I noticed that with some of your punches.
I bet there's an.
In fact, that's what his specialty is.
Yeah, I know kicks.
He's gonna do some kicks for us. Okay. Mid kill. Now this is what I want you to do. Now, the panel's gonna watch this. I want you to go mid kill, bow, take 5 seconds, bow, do ball side, back to back. That's what I want to see. Yeah. I tweak. I don't need that. I'll pretty good. My back and turn. Pop it out first.
I'm gonna start.
Remember we talked about it. If it's a Joe, it don't bend. It's not one of them noodles back there. You know, it's not going to bend like that. Remember, the whole time. Go. Focus energy. Here we go. Come on. Start some of this. Stances. Keep going, come on. A little better. Don't forget, sweep backs. Continue. Remember from last night, work on, don't forget the sweep backs, switch head, crescent, pop the power, watch your stances, okay? Now go right to ball side, then we're going to critique both at the same time. Go. Come on, pop them out, let's go. Start over, come on. Slow down, you start rushing. Oh no. Every couch has three. Watch your feet position. You got away around like we talked earlier. I was with two things that somebody will bring up. Two things I make everybody bring up. Watch your stances again. That back stance on that foot. Okay, yummy. Okay, you know these two forms. Go ahead, guys. Tim, starts off. What you got, brother? Talk to him. You don't like. Tell him about him. You good? Greg?
It's the stances.
Alright, here we go. Now, y'all got to do this next, so be ready for it. You got to watch closely. Now do the crossover spinning jump on you.
Tornado?
Oh yeah, okay, sure, go for it. Feel your oats for a minute. Again. Okay, everybody ready? Sing with Chuck, go. He's gonna learn the copy later. So back up a little bit, just in case. I don't want to snatch out of there when it comes flying at me. Up in the grind. Yeah, that's it. Double. double finger stringy thingy.
That's a technical term, right?
Yeah, that's the term. If you come out, see if you can do it. Did pretty good a while ago. There you go. So when you create your kata down the road, I want all this stuff somehow formatted in there, along with the regular blocking, striking, flown over techniques. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Proper strikes, whipping it, and so it don't have to be continuous motion action. But I'm gonna see some of that. Also, want to see general